"In what part of the town do you live?" asked he. "I never could discover." Never could discover? Had he endeavoured to do so, then? I told him the place of our abode. He asked how we prospered in our affairs. I told him we were doing very well, that we had had a considerable addition to our pupils after the Christmas vacation, and expected a still further increase at the close of this. "You must be an accomplished instructor," he observed. "No, it is my mother," I replied. "She manages things so well, and is so active, and clever, and kind." "I should like to know your mother. Will you introduce me to her some time, if I call?" "Yes, willingly." "And will you allow me the privilege of an old friend, of looking in upon you now and then?" "Yes, I suppose so." This was a very foolish answer, but the truth was, I considered that I had no right to invite anyone to my mother's house without her knowledge, and if I had said, "Yes, if my mother does not object," it would appear as if by his question I understood more than was expected. So, supposing she would not, I added, "I suppose so." But of course I should have said something more sensible and more polite, if I had had my wits about me. We continued our walk for a minute in silence, which, however, was shortly relieved, no small relief to me, by Mr. Weston commenting upon the brightness of the morning and the beauty of the bay, and then upon the advantages A possessed over many other fashionable places of resort. "You don't ask what brings me to A," said he. "You can't suppose I'm rich enough to come for my own pleasure." "I heard you had left Horton." "You didn't hear, then, that I had got the living of F?" F was a village about 2 miles distant from A. "No," said I. "We live so completely out of the world, even here, that news seldom reaches me through any quarter, except through the medium of the Gazette. But I hope you like your new parish, and that I may congratulate you on the acquisition?" "I expect to like my parish better a year or two hence, when I have worked certain reforms I have set my heart upon, or, at least, progressed some steps toward such an achievement. But you may congratulate me now, for I find it very agreeable to have a parish all to myself, with nobody to interfere with me, to thwart my plans or cripple my exertions. And besides, I have a respectable house in a rather pleasant neighbourhood, and £300 a year, and, in fact, I have nothing but solitude to complain of, and nothing but a companion to wish for." He looked at me as he concluded, and the flash of his dark eyes seemed to set my face on fire. Greatly to my own discomfiture, for to evince confusion at such a juncture was intolerable, I made an effort, therefore, to remedy the evil, and disclaim all personal application of the remark by a hasty, ill-expressed reply, to the effect that, if he waited till he was well known in the neighbourhood, he might have numerous opportunities for supplying his want among the residents of F and its vicinity, or the visitors of A, if he required so ample a choice, not considering the compliment implied by such an assertion, till his answer made me aware of it. "I'm not so presumptuous as to believe that," said he, "though you tell it me, but if it were so, I'm rather particular in my notions of a companion for life, and perhaps I might not find one to suit me among the ladies you mention." "If you require perfection, you never will." "I do not. I have no right to require it, as being so far from perfect myself." Here the conversation was interrupted by a water-cart lumbering past us, for we were now come to the busy part of the sands, and, for the next 8 or 10 minutes, between carts and horses, and asses and men, there was little room for social intercourse, till we had turned our backs upon the sea, and began to ascend the precipitous road leading into the town. Here my companion offered me his arm, which I accepted, though not with the intention of using it as a support. "You don't often come on to the sands, I think," said he, "for I have walked there many times, both morning and evening, since I came, and never seen you till now. And several times, in passing through the town too, I have looked about for your school, but I did not think of the road, and once or twice I made inquiries, but without obtaining the requisite information." When we had surmounted the acclivity, I was about to withdraw my arm from his, but by a slight tightening of the elbow, I was tacitly informed that such was not his will, and accordingly desisted. Discoursing on different subjects, we entered the town, and passed through several streets. I saw that he was going out of his way to accompany me, notwithstanding the long walk that was yet before him, and, fearing that he might be inconveniencing himself from motives of politeness, I observed, "I fear I am taking you out of your way, Mr. Weston. I believe the road to F lies quite in another direction." "I'll leave you at the end of the next street," said he. "And when will you come to see mamma?" "Tomorrow, God willing." The end of the next street was nearly the conclusion of my journey. He stopped there, however, bid me good morning, and called Snap, who seemed a little doubtful whether to follow his old mistress or his new master, but trotted away upon being summoned by the latter. "I won't offer to restore him to you, Miss Grey," said Mr. Weston, smiling, "because I like him." "Oh, I don't want him," replied I, "now that he has a good master. I'm quite satisfied." "You take it for granted that I'm a good one, then?" The man and the dog departed, and I returned home, full of gratitude to heaven for so much bliss, and praying that my hopes might not again be crushed. End of chapter 24.